4 hours, only 20 to go. I don't want to be sad. Almost 12:25, 12:24. What's happening in my brain? We're chugging and clugging. That I'm like really enjoying my time and I keep on having these reactions to the romance. This isn't fair. And listening to my... That's a very loud child scream. I like he's being chased by a serial killer. I hope he's okay. Oh well. I did not sign up for this. We are so close to 21 hours. Can I just... We're at 21 hours even. My cat left me. He's like, she's so dramatic. I'm tired. Hello everybody. Welcome to another video from Bluegrass Bookworm. I am so excited because I'm going to be doing another 24-hour reading challenge, which is very nice because these are so cozy, and it's actually Christmas Eve today. So this challenge is going to be carrying over across Christmas, so that should be fun. So in this one I'm planning to do some pretty cozy wintry reads, and let's just go right into the TBR, shall we? The first one that I am hoping to tackle that I'm very excited about is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I especially have been excited to get into this one since I read The Night Circus in a recent video, and I've heard that this is like heavily inspired, or it just feels like a YA version of Night Circus or something like that. So I love the sound of that, so I'm very excited for this. And I've also been wanting to read Once Upon a Broken Heart because of all the hype that it's been getting recently, and so I'm guessing that Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart, since they're in the same universe, is kind of like a Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone deal, where it's like you could read Six of Crows first, but it kind of contains spoilers for Shadow and Bone, so if you want to ever read Shadow and Bone, then you should read that first. And so I do want to read Caraval, so I'm gonna read that first before I read Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I'm very excited to get into this one. But another thing that I wanted to read was I've been making my way through A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens on audio, and so I have a few things to do today that require my hands and my eyes. So I was thinking maybe I can be listening to a lot of this while that's going on, and I've been liking it so far because it's Charles Dickens and I just really like his writing style. So I am excited to be doing that. I'm actually going to be figuring out how to watercolor today, so that's gonna be interesting. I want to make a painting for my sister for a Christmas gift, and I know it's late, but I've been doing other things, so that is another reading plan. But I've also been needing to read The Stolen Heir by Holly Black for a while now because it came out pretty long ago. How long ago? I know it came out this year, but it came out like earlier this year, and so I've been needing to read this because I absolutely love the Folk of the Air series, and it's so fun that there is a continuation of that from Oak's perspective. And also this copy has a really pretty naked hardcover, and I don't really know what the significance is of a fox with a heart, but I guess I'm gonna find out. But I always love when there's something on the naked hardback. So those are my reading plans. I might need to add on another book to get to the full 24 hours, but right now these are the books that I would love to get through today or in this challenge. With A Tale of Two Cities, I've been kind of taking my time with it, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, but I definitely plan on making progress. So I'm just gonna be going and taking you guys along with me as I go through Christmas, and while I read some awesome things to hopefully tag on to my year of reading books. Right now I'm at 70 books, and I kind of would like to get to 75, or at least a little bit more than 70. So I haven't been reading a whole lot this month, so I'm hoping that this challenge will get me to a higher book reading count this month. So yeah, we'll see, but let's just get right into it. We are at the 2-hour mark, and I was able to make it 114 pages into Tale of Two Cities, so I finished part 1. Part 2 is the most of the book, so part 2 is going to take me a while, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Charles Dickens is so great. His writing is actually so much funnier. Like, I'm always so surprised by how funny his writing is. So far, if you're curious, the plot is, it's kind of following a bunch of different characters that live in France and England. Particularly, we're following some people that live in England currently, and there was like this young lady that was discovering that her father, who she thought was dead, was actually alive. We followed the trial of this one man who was suspected to be a traitor to the crown, but throughout the trial they've discovered that he was not, or at least they found him unguilty. And so yeah, several things have happened, so it's brought these characters together, and I'm excited to see what is going to happen with these characters. But I just love, I don't even like honestly, with Charles Dickens, it's just so charming that I don't even care what's going on. I just love reading his writing, so that's interesting. But yeah, I'm excited to keep on reading, but it is kind of dinner time. I know that's well, it's kind of late for dinner time. Winter is so weird. It is so pitch black outside, and it's only 7:30. 7:30. And it's like, it looks like it's midnight. So my body's like, isn't it time for bed? And I'm like, no, it's time for dinner. But I'll probably read some more tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna update though, so I guess I'll see you guys when I see ya. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Tomorrow's Christmas and I'm very excited about this. But about the reading, so I am currently 4 hours and 5 minutes into the challenge, so only 20 to go. But I actually made a lot of headway in Tale of Two Cities. I'm now halfway through. I read a lot more yesterday and I read a little bit more today, so I am enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, so I might actually finish this pretty soon. So that's pretty exciting because I do really want to get to Caraval and Stolen Heir, hopefully before the challenge ends. But I'm definitely enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. It's so much, I feel like I'm always surprised by how easy classics are to follow. You do have to use your brain more than you do when you read modern literature, but it's still like, it's surprisingly easy to understand what's happening and to follow everything. Honestly, like the hardest part is keeping track of the characters, which is hard on audio. So I've been kind of flipping back and forth between audio and physical reading, which has been really fun. And I feel like that's another reason why I'm kind of blasting through it, because I'm able to listen to it on audio while I'm doing other things. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know that I would recommend it because I know that classics aren't for everyone, but I like it, okay? So I'm enjoying it. I'm probably just gonna keep on reading this until I finish it, which I wasn't expecting. But I'm doing some Christmas Eve things today, so I don't know how much time I'll have to read, how much time I'll have to update you guys, but I know that at some point I do need to wrap presents. So I'll definitely be listening to the audiobook while I do that. So I'll let you guys know next time I have an update. I've made it to part 3. This book is really good. I'm definitely moving through it like faster than I thought. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Apparently it's about the French Revolution, which I didn't even know, so I'm an idiot. I thought it was about a war between France and England, because I know that they've been at war around this time period, because it has the Notre Dame, and then I think that's Westminster, not Buckingham Palace. Sometimes I think that Westminster and Buckingham Palace look kind of similar because of the like row of, I don't know. Yeah, apparently it's about the French Revolution, and I didn't know that, and then they started storming the Bastille, and I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. So that's fun. I've also been wanting to read Les Mis, which is also about the French Revolution, so that's kind of fun. Actually, I started listening to it a while back, but I never finished it because it's really long. The book is over 1,000 pages, I believe. So maybe that's another one to tackle another day. Not today. But this is pretty short for a classic, so I'm really blasting through it. I even have a chance of finishing it. Well, if tomorrow wasn't Christmas, I would have a much higher chance of finishing it, but oh, I forgot to pause the timer during the update. We're at almost 5.5 hours, which isn't that accurate because I forgot to pause it, but we're chugging and clugging. I thought it'd take me like 10 hours to finish this, but might only take me like 8. That's my estimate. It might be a little bit longer because it's a classic, so. Also, listening to an audiobook like takes longer. The reading speed is a lot slower than my normal reading speed because he has to say it out loud and say it with emotion, and that takes longer, so. I might read a little bit more tonight, though I'm tired, so it might not be that much. But I guess it's technically Christmas because it's past midnight. So Merry Christmas! It'll be after Christmas when you watch this, but it's very exciting. I love Christmas so much. It's kind of disappointing when Christmas Day comes along because then it's like over right after that day, but I'm excited. I'll see you guys later. 7.5 hours in. It's the day after Christmas, so I have some time to read, and I only have like 50 pages left or so, maybe a little bit less, but I feel like I definitely could have finished this in 3 days if it wasn't for Christmas and me spending time with my family all day. That just goes to show how much I enjoyed this book. Like, I was really surprised with how much I enjoyed this book, and I'm really worried about where we're at right now because I don't want to spoil it in case you do want to read it, but like I'm worried about what's gonna go down. I don't want to be sad, but I'm gonna finish this up today. last 50 pages took me about an hour. Oh my goodness. Oh, that book was really good, but also sad, but also good, but also bittersweet, but also lovely. Man, I feel like that book did a really good job of like explaining the complications that was the French Revolution. Like how the aristocracy were really jerks. They treated people awfully. And so when they fought back, that was kind of justified, but then they kind of started being jerks too. So everyone lost, basically. If you were rich, you were a jerk, but then you got killed. If you're poor, your life sucked, but then even a bunch of poor people got executed though. Like if they were suspected at all of any kind of like not republic. I don't know, but it is very interesting how all of those nuances were explored in this book, and it was just so good. I don't know. I definitely, when it comes to classics, like this is very nice. This is very good. I never like rate classics though because it's just different, you know? Like it's so hard to rate them on the same scale that I rate like everything else. Like they're just different. They're harder to understand, and so like it's hard to rate like the writing style because it's such good quality. It's just harder to understand. And if there was a modern book that was hard to understand, I'd say that was a bad thing. But with this, I know that it's just because it's old. And also like the story is always so much more quality in classics. Like it's always more thought-provoking and there's always something deeper going on, and so I love that about classics. But it's definitely high. Like I love this book. So I'll see you guys later once I get ready for the day, and I'm gonna start reading probably Caraval. I'm back. Okay, so first of all, it is December 26th, and for some that would be the day after Christmas. For me, it is the day that the sequel to Divine Rivals comes out. So our priority is to get our hands on that book. It is almost 12:24. It's 12:24 right now, so Barnes & Noble has been open for almost 2.5 hours, and hopefully that is enough time for me to still get my hands on one of those books. It's 30 minutes away, so it's like a whole trip, so I don't even know when I'm gonna get there. But that is a priority for me today. But obviously I want to also be reading Caraval and getting farther into the challenge, hopefully. Yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I know little. I think all I knew is like the bit that I said at the beginning, so I'm very excited. So I'm just gonna start reading. Just know that at some point I'm gonna try and pop over to Barnes & Noble to get Ruthless Vows. That's just something that I wanted to tell you. What's happening in my brain? It's the holiday fuzzies coming into my brain. I can't even. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Guys. She's beautiful. Mission accomplished. Barnes & Noble was so crowded. The line was like a mile long. I just wanted to buy one book. That was crazy. I thought that it would totally die down after Christmas, but I was completely wrong. Everyone's using their gift cards that they got for Christmas. But I am so excited to read this book. I'm probably still gonna read Caraval first because it's just been longer in the waiting. I don't know. What should I do? I really want to read this. It has a little over 400 pages. 1400. Oh my goodness. I think I might read this first. Because then I can read Legendary and Finale right after Caraval. So I don't have to like take a break in order to read this. So maybe I'll read this first and then I'll read Caraval. Oh, the Liberations. And then if I have a time after that, I can start Stolen Heir. Because I still do want to read that, but I don't know if I'll get to it in this video. Since I have 8.5 hours, I have, how many is that left? Quite a bit. Is that like 15.5 hours, I think? So I think I could read 2 books in that time. Yeah, so I'll read both anyway. So maybe I'll read this first. Just because I don't know how much longer I can wait. I've already waited so long. Yeah, I think I'll read this one and then I'll read Caraval. Don't worry, I'll still get to it. Hello everybody. So currently I am this far into Ruthless Vows. I don't know the percentage of that because I forgot to calculate that before, but if I was to estimate, I would say probably 55 to 60% through. Yay! Last night I got to halfway through, and then this morning I read a little bit more. So my timer is at 12 hours and 16 minutes. So we are now officially over halfway through. Thank goodness, because this has lasted a while because of the holidays. So I put 2 audiobooks on hold. I put the Stolen Heir and the Caraval audiobooks on hold on Libby because I just discovered the wonders of Libby. I don't know why no one told me about this, but it's great because you can just rent audiobooks without having to leave your house. And the one for Caraval has like a super long wait, and the one for Stolen Heir already came in. And so I'm like, poor Caraval, I just keep putting it off. But I'm probably going to, after Ruthless Vows, probably gonna pick up Stolen Heir because that's what the audiobook is, and I feel like that will help me get through the challenge faster. So that's what I'm gonna do. But we are still going to be trucking through Ruthless Vows. My thoughts on it so far. Oh my goodness, there have been so many moments where I'm just like having visceral reactions to things, which is what I had for the first one. So yeah, I'm just, this duology, man, is so, it's just so, like, the romance is so amazing. Like, it's so wholesome. It's like everything that I want in a romance, like, literally. So I just really can't get enough of it. So I'm really enjoying my time. Yeah, I can't really say anything else without spoilers, so that's just know that I'm like really enjoying my time and I keep on having these reactions to the romance and stuff like that. So I'm just, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I highly recommend for if you liked the first book, go pick it up, man. Why? This isn't fair. Why? It's just ink on a piece of paper. That's not fair. Oh my gosh. This is so stupid. Oh my god. This book is really good, but it's making me feel things, so that's not cool. I did not sign up for this. I mean, I kinda did. That's not cool. Of Miss Ross. Oh my gosh. Why is this so sad? Oh my god. I'm fine. My cat left me. He's like, she's so dramatic. I'm not dramatic. It's understandable. Oh my gosh. So freaking sad. I need to finish the book. I can't stop thinking about it. Okay, anyway. Done. Almost at 15 hours. Why do books do this to me? Alright, so Ruthless Vows. Done. Frick this book, man. Sorry if you can hear my nephew crying in the background, but his mood is definitely reflecting mine right now. Yeah, I mean, I really liked it, okay? I know it, like, emotionally scarred me, but, like, I really liked it. So, it's definitely gonna get a high rating. I'm not so sure that I like it as much as I liked the first book, so it might not be a full 5-star, but it's probably gonna be really close. I never rate books like the 0.75, 0.25, but this feels like a 4.75 to me. Like, it's so close to a 5-star. I just don't think I liked it quite as much as the first book, but I loved it. A lot happened. I feel like this was more action-packed than the first book. Shadow, don't claw the carpet, please. It was definitely more action-packed. I feel like there was more, like, lore in it for the world and the mythology and stuff like that. Like, they dived more into that aspect of the world building. So I really enjoyed that. Of course, the romance is, like, I put this book, or Divine Rivals, as my favorite romance of 2023, and I am so sticking by that. Like, oh my goodness. The romance is so beautiful. It's precious. It's so precious. So I really love it. It did make me cry, and that gets you points. So yeah, I think the ending was really sweet. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Ruthless Vows. I'm very happy with it. It's a very good sequel, follow-up to Divine Rivals. But so that means that I'm probably going to get into, it's right here, Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I have some things to do around the house, and so it'll be helpful to have that audiobook going on. If I had the audiobook for Caraval, I promise I would have started that one. But yeah, I really want to start on that. I do have some time left. I might be able to fit in Caraval. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it though. So we'll see. It's a lot of unknowns here. But yeah, so I'm gonna start on this. It's relatively short, which will also be helpful if I want to get to Ooh, man, I really want to read this physically. So I definitely prefer reading books physically over Audible. Like, there's no competition, but it's just really, oh, the map is so beautiful. It's just really convenient to have the audiobook so that I can do other things. Oh my gosh, I love the Elfhame books and how they have like illustrations. Can you see that? That's so beautiful. I love it. And also the fact that this hardback has like, is it called gold foiling? It's not gold, but it has the really pretty design on it, so I love that. And I got this at a secondhand store, so I got it super cheap, so it's like win-win. But anyway, I'm gonna start on that while I do some chores and stuff, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, howdy there. Dude, I got so far into Stolen Heir last night, or yesterday, because of the audiobooks. I'm so grateful. I only read one chapter this morning, so I basically got that far yesterday. Isn't that crazy? Audiobooks are the best. The like downside is the reading speed is slower than if I were to read it with my eyes, but it's so much easier because then I can just be doing stuff and like the timer's going all while I'm doing stuff. I'm listening to the audiobook like all while I'm doing stuff, and so it's like there's less pauses, so it's like it takes up less time in my day, it feels like, because with reading you have to like sit down, completely have your attention on it and use your eyes and like do nothing else, so it's like it's just very convenient and I really like it. And I've been doing this paint by number and I really like doing the paint by number, and so it's nice that I get to read while doing the paint by number. So do you guys want to see? You guys want to see? Look how pretty she is. It's like, it's longer, but this is the part that I was able to work on. So I am so happy that I can do that while I'm reading. Yeah, that's the best. But anyway, my room is so messy because of all my Christmas presents. I need to clean it up, which I can also do while listening to the audiobook. That's the best. Anyway, so I read for like 17 minutes or 21 minutes this morning, but I got to 19 hours last night. So we are nearing the home stretch. It's unfortunate because with the audiobook, it means that the reading speed is slower, so I'm probably not going to be able to finish Caraval in this challenge, but I'll at least be able to start it, so that's fun. Today, I have exciting news because I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble with my dad because his birthday present to me was he's going to take me on a shopping spree at Barnes & Noble. So that's super exciting, so I'm probably going to be able to buy a few books, so I can tell you guys about that when I get back, but until then, I'll see you later. These are the 4 books I got. The frame rate is weird, but yep, there it is. A lot of people wanted me to read the 5th season series. I forget what the series is called, but I saw a lot of comments for that and I was like, sure, why not? And then surprise video for One Dark Window, and then of course Way of Kings and Gone with the Wind is a classic, so yeah. Barnes & Noble was so crowded, so I did not get as many books as I wanted to, so that's depressing, but apparently it's super crowded even after the holiday of Christmas. I thought it would stop being crowded because it like no one's buying Christmas presents anymore, but no. I was totally gaslighting, gatekeeping, because I was like, you guys are only here on the holiday season while I'm here like every week, so what are you even doing here? Like, just leave me to my books. And so like the shelves were so empty and I couldn't get like any of the books that I was like looking to buy. I was like, you guys, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So yeah, that was toxic of me, but you know, I'm just gonna keep on working on this and listening to my... That's a very loud child scream. I don't know if you can hear that. Not like he was being chased by a serial killer. I hope he's okay. Oh well, I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobook. That is quite an ending. I definitely was not expecting that ending. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that I was not expecting that ending, so that's a plus. We are so close to 21 hours. Can I just... We're at 21 hours even. How nice is that? So we only have 3 hours left in the challenge. It's so sad. So that's not going to be enough time to finish Caraval. I am not the speediest Speedy Gonzalez on this face of the planet, so I can't do that. But this book was actually really good. I don't think I really talked about my thoughts very much throughout me reading this. I've been, you know, trucking around listening to the audiobook, so I haven't been doing like a lot of reading, physical reading. I probably only read like 2 chapters physically in this because I was like doing a lot of stuff, so that's another reason why I didn't actually have an update. But so this book, if you know, follows Oak, who is a character in the first trilogy, but I thought that it would like be from his perspective, but it wasn't, so that was kind of a surprise. But I really like the person that is actually like the main character. I guess it's from her perspective. She has a very unique voice. Like I feel like Holly Black's girls have such unique voices. Like they're not normally used. I don't want to like, I feel like some of it is kind of spoilery to say, so I don't want to like be too detailed with my thoughts. Yeah, she felt very complex and very like not boring and not cliche, so I really enjoyed that. as a change of pace. I think that the cliches are still really good, but it's like, it's nice to throw in there like a little more unique main characters to kind of switch it up a bit, make it more flavorful, make it awesomer. But I really liked this, surprisingly. Like, I didn't have super big expectations going into this, but I just love Holly Black's writing. I love her world building. Her world building might be my favorite part about her. I feel like the world of Elfhame is so, I feel like she just captures the whimsy of like traditional Irish, you know, like that kind of folk tales, like that kind of fairy. I feel like she captures that so well. And so I really love that. I know a lot of people like to make fun of, oh, Cardan has a tail, Oak has hooves, like all that stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, that's what the like normal fairies were like before the whole Rysand, like basically a human but hotter kind of fairy was introduced. So I feel like, I don't know, I like that, you know, I do like me some Rysand, but I like the whimsy of this kind of world and these kinds of creatures and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. I don't know. So I would probably say like 4-star range, because there were a few issues, like personal issues that I had with it that I don't want to like go super in depth with. Yeah, so I feel like that it would probably be like about 4-star. The plot wasn't extremely intriguing. There were some confusing parts for me, so it wasn't like a complete like 5-star or like, you know, anything up there, but 4-star for sure, because I feel like it was still really good, you know? That's probably gonna be the rating for that, but I'll think on it more just to see if I want to change it. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna hop into Caraval next. Caraval, finally. But like I said, this is probably gonna carry over into another video, so don't fret, don't you fret, just subscribe. Subscribe so you know when that one comes. Since I'm not a full-time YouTuber, it's a little bit difficult to do challenges like this because like I can't really use a huge excuse to like put so much time out of my day to do all this, so I guess that's another reason why you should subscribe, so that my channel will grow and I can do this more often. But like, I'm saying that as if it's the end of the video, but it's not, so don't click away just yet. But I do appreciate the support, so yeah, probably gonna read Caraval next. I don't know if I'm gonna start that now because it's kind of late, but I'm definitely, probably, hopefully going to be finishing the challenge tomorrow. I mean, I knew that it would last a while because of the holidays, but it has like lasted kind of long for a 24-hour readathon. But like I said, I don't do this full time. It's a little bit hard to do all that. But if my channel grows, then I would love to dedicate most of my time to this. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello. So now I actually know what Caraval's about, so that's fun. But it does remind me of Night Circus in a lot of ways because Caraval is like this basically circus, I guess you could say. I don't really know a whole lot about that yet, but they like travel around, and the way that the book starts off is with like letters that our main character wrote to the master of Caraval saying like, I really want you to come to my home. She lives like on an island. She's like, I really want you to come. It's like my sister's birthday, and like through the years she keeps on sending him letters, and finally she's like a young woman and it's like, never mind, you don't have to come to my home, I'm gonna get married. And then he finally replies and is like, oh, I'm so happy to hear that you're getting married, here are some tickets to come. I'm not gonna come to your home island, but you're welcome to come if you can. And so she gets super excited about getting tickets, and she wants to go with her sister, especially because they have a super awful abusive dad that sounds absolutely horrible. Like every scene that he was, or even just like descriptions of things that he had done to Scarlet in the past, Scarlet's the main character, I was just like, oh my. So I'm really glad they found a way to escape. But there's also this guy named Julian who I don't know if he's gonna be the actual love interest, but so far I don't like love him. I'll be honest, maybe it's just because of how he was introduced, but I just don't see him as being the love interest. I don't know, it's so like, I just feel no like, I don't know how to describe that. So far the vibes are really cool. I'm only 100 pages in, so that's like a quarter. So I'm definitely gonna try to get at the very least 200 pages in today. Fridays are kind of busy for me. I mean, every freaking day is busy in my life, but yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys know how far I get, but the timer is currently at pretty much exactly 22 hours, so super fun. We are 2 hours away. We're so close to finishing the challenge. I'm definitely going to be finishing at least the challenge today. Obviously I probably won't be finishing the book, but who knows, maybe I'll finish it before the wrap up of the video so I can actually talk about it. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. So apparently what's going on in Caraval is like this game competition type thing, and like whoever wins gets a wish, so that'll be an interesting plot point. I didn't really know what the plot was going to be about, so I guess that's what it is. They're just gonna try to win the game, I guess. There's still a lot to discover, and I don't want to like spoil anything for anyone who might want to read this, so that's probably as far as I'm gonna explain the plot. But yeah, that's what it seems like it's gonna do. It's gonna like follow Scarlet and this other guy, Julian, as they try to win the games. So that'll be fun. I'm excited. We did it! Yes, 24 hours of reading. Oh man, I got so much reading done. I will film a wrap up in a little bit, but I just wanted to say, so I got really far into Caraval, so I'm probably gonna finish it tomorrow and then talk about it in the wrap up because I'm really close to finishing it. I got almost 300 pages in. I'm on page 290. Pages with this kind of like size of words and stuff, it's so easy for me to blast through, so I'm thankful for that. I got like, it was like about 100 pages every hour. It was like a little bit more than an hour, so that was really nice. That means that it was like super quick for me to get through, so thank you for the publishers for making the size of the words that way. It made it a lot easier for me. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about more thoughts in depth tomorrow in the wrap up because I'm tired. It is late, which yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, I want to kick off the wrap up with doing this. Okay. Can't believe I managed to not hit that sooner. But, so in this challenge, I read and completed 4 books. Of course, I didn't like read them all within the 24 hours, but I wanted to calculate and see how many pages I read, because I think every book was over 400 pages. And then Caraval, I only read 290 pages, so I wanted to calculate. Stolen Heir was 415, Ruthless Vows was 417, Tale of Two Cities was 414, so they're like all really similar sizes of books. So I read 1,536 pages in this challenge, so that's pretty fun. So first off, I read Tale of Two Cities, which basically it like breaks the scale for rating books, so it's so hard for me to rate books like this because they're so genius. There's like so many different things you could say about it. It's like I was having like a whole conversation with my dad about it because he's read it, and we were just like talking about all the amazing, like just how the French Revolution was such an odd war and an odd time, and how interesting it was to see it from the perspective of like English people and like see how humanity can just go crazy and like it was normal to them. It was like there's a lot I can say, but you don't want to hear any of that. So basically, I just don't rate classics because they break the scale. So it's really good. Highly recommend. I know classics aren't for everyone, but maybe watch some videos breaking down some of the really cool concepts of it or something, because it's like, it's so great when you can appreciate the intricacies and the symbolism and just everything that it means. That's something that classic literature I feel like is so, you can't really find it nowadays as much. I know you can, but like it's not as prominent. Like literature back then always like meant something more. There's always something deeper. You could like ruminate on classic literature for a long time. So that's what I really like about this. But so that was the first book I read. And then Ruthless Vows came out, so I had to go and pick that up and read it immediately, and it emotionally scarred me. So you know, get ready for that, I guess. But oh my goodness, it was so good. This series, this duology, it's gonna be like one of my near and dear favorites. I feel like it's a favorite in a different way than like classics are. It's just like, I don't know, that there's definitely deeper stuff going on, but it's not like the same reason that I like it. The reason that I like it is a lot more just, I don't know, it just makes me want to do this. I don't know how to describe that. It's just like, it's so adorable. You can adore it easily. That's what adorable means. The romance is probably just like one of my favorite things ever, and the world building is so neat. And I feel like in this second book, you get to explore more of the lore of the world, which is really neat. And so I liked that aspect of it. I liked this just a little bit less than the first one, and that's why I only gave it like a 4.75 or whatever, because I feel like 4.5 is too low. But it's so good. I don't regret picking this up at all. This duology. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I feel like it's also one that like so many people can get behind. It's not like an acquired taste. I feel like anyone could like it. I don't know. So that's why I really highly recommend it. And then the third book was The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, because that's the audiobook that came in eventually. And I still just really like the cover of this. Just, That's so cool, and I now understand the significance of it. I enjoyed this a surprising amount. I really did not think that I would enjoy it that much because of just the nature of it being like a add-on of the series, and like how much I liked the series before. I felt like it would just not live up to it, and I guess it didn't in some ways because the first series is just so elite, but it was really good. Like I was very surprised, so I gave it 4 stars. It definitely was more than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be more 3-star range. Yeah, so very positive feelings on this. I feel like the main character was very interesting. Ren is a character that we didn't really get to meet very much in the first series, and so it was so interesting to hear her super cool backstory, or like not cool, but like very intriguing to read about and like unique. And yeah, I really liked it, and her like journey and her relationship and all, like the whole arc that she went on was very interesting. Like it's not normal. I feel like Holly Black does a good job of writing characters like this, because in some ways Jude is kind of similar, where they're kind of morally gray a little bit and a little bit violent, and I don't know, I guess they're just really boss babes, I guess. So Ren is definitely one of those girls that's like, you really don't want to mess with her, because then if you do, then read this and you'll find out what happens when you mess with her. I enjoyed reading this, and I think there's another book either already out or coming out soon that follows this, because there was kind of a cliffhanger at the end, and so I was like, oh, I kind of thought this was going to be a standalone, but I guess there's another book coming out, and I don't know if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy or what, but that's pretty cool. I feel like there was a lot of, like, there's too much fleshing out of the characters in order for it to just be a standalone, so I'm excited for that. So can't wait for when that happens and when I pick it up. And then I finally got to Caraval, which was like one of the main books that I wanted to read. That was like the purpose of making this video, and I only got to it at the end. But let me tell you, okay, the ending, I wish I had been able to record the ending, because I was definitely like there was a lot of shock going on. I will say the book was a little bit disappointing, because I thought I was gonna give it like a higher rating. I gave it the same rating as Stolen Heir. I gave it 4 stars, but I thought it would be higher. I thought I would like it more, but there was like, up until the very end, I thought I was gonna give it like 3 stars, and the ending was really good, and so I was like, okay, I'll give it a 4 star. It just wasn't packing that same punch that I was kind of expecting, because a lot of people compare it to the Night Circus, and so I was like, oh, like YA version of the Night Circus, that sounds great. But yeah, I feel like she was trying to go for that, but it was like, she was trying to go for mysterious, whimsical, but what it really came off as was like confusing, and like it didn't make sense, but like not in a good way, you know? Like there are some books that like don't make sense, like Alice in Wonderland, or like, you know, that kind of vibe, that it's like fine, because that's kind of the point. It's like just mysterious, and like you don't really know what's happening, like it's kind of ridiculous and bizarre on purpose. But I feel like this wasn't supposed to be this way. I don't know, like it was just a little bit too, like the whole concept, there's like games and there's clues that lead you to the next part of the game and like all that stuff, and none of the clues made sense. Like I thought it would be like a really cool like reveal every time that you figured out what the clue was gonna be, but none of them made sense. I was like, how did you make that jump? And it's still like, she was right, because like the plot had to move forward, so of course she was right, but like how, I didn't understand like any of the, like I just don't, I don't know. And there was also a really fair amount of plot drivenness, when I really like character drivenness a lot more. Like there was a lot of the characters being, especially the main character Scarlet, being carried by the plot and being swept along with the plot. There was still some of her making her own decisions and stuff like that, but like I feel like there was just, especially at the beginning, there was a little too much of plot drivenness, and like there was a lot of people that would spoon feed her the answer to the clues and like all that stuff, and so it was just I don't know. I feel like the ending does change a lot of the story, and so I did like where that was going, and so I think I'm gonna like the later books a little more. But yeah, I feel like she was just going for like a really cool, whimsical feel, and I feel like some of it was good. Like there were some, like the dress. I know this is kind of small, but I feel like one aspect of it that she really nailed was the dress. Like the dress that changed depending on Scarlett's mood. Like that was, not mood, but like wherever she, like her environment. That was really cool. I don't know, I liked that part of it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I feel like it was just a little bit too, like it was bizarre and not a good way. I don't know. So I thought I was gonna give it higher. I ended up giving it a 4 star because of the cool ending, but I really hope the other 2 books pick up, but that was a little bit disappointing because I was really thinking that I was gonna adore this book. So hopefully Legendary and Finale will be a little bit more up to my taste. Yeah, so guys, thank you for sticking around to the end and watching me read all these amazing books. I liked all of them, so that's really cool. But yeah, thanks for watching to the end, and I really hope you guys subscribe and support this channel, because I would love to keep on making these kinds of videos for you guys, and so I would love to dedicate more time to it. So please give your support, and please like and share. Sharing is really important as well. Sharing is caring. I would love for more people to find this channel. So please have an amazing week. Until next time, I see you, and I hope that won't be too far away. So I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.